Visiting lost worlds is a popular genre of adventure movies. So in this video, I'll be visiting a couple of lost worlds for movies to see how easy it will be to survive in them, starting with Hollow Earth from Godzilla and King Kong. First of all, entering into the Hollow Earth world, my chances of survival are already less than 50%. There are two ways I can enter into the Hollow Earth. The first way I can enter into the Hollow Earth is through a series of underwater vortexes that will pull me down into the Hollow Earth. The thing is that on my way down, I might hit obstacles that will destroy my ship. I have no control over whether I will get to my destination safely. So it's already a 50-50 chance that I survive this. Another way I can get to the Hollow Earth is using portals, but if I'll be going through this portal, the amount of G-force that will hit me is so crazy. I'm getting launched like 1000 miles per hour in 2 seconds. Giant kaijus like Godzilla and King Kong, their body physiology is built in a way that they can endure and reach their destination safely. We humans, even if we're in a state-of-the-art ship, we still have to deal with the G-force. It's crazy because normally, pilots in modern fighter jets, let's say like an F-16 or an F-13, they are limited to around 9G of force. But if I were launched in a ship and I was launched through this whole Earth portals, I'll be experiencing around 82,000 G forces. Even an experienced fighter jet pilot won't survive this amount of force, let alone a normal person like me. In the first 2 seconds of the trip, I am a gunner. There's no way I can survive that much acceleration. But since it's a movie, there's a spacecraft that is already built that can take me to my destination. The futuristic Hollow Earth anti-gravity vehicle will protect me from the effects of gravity. Okay, so now I have survived the trip. What are my chances of surviving in the Hollow Earth itself? I'm just going to come out and say that it's 0. I might survive the first couple of days hiding, but I'm going to have to come out of my hiding spot, maybe to look for food or find better shelter. The chances of me running into a giant kaiju monster is like 99%. They're everywhere, this is their home, and I am an intruder. The chances of me getting eaten are so high because what am I going to do if I come face to face with a kaiju? I don't have any experience with ammunition, I've never shot a gun. I'm still dead even if I had arms training. How many of them am I going to kill? Let's say I was lucky enough and I killed 1 or 2. 1 or 2 is even me being generous to myself. If I shoot King Kong, I doubt the bullets will do him anything, just be a little inconvenience. He might feel the sting of the bullet, so it's only going to get him angrier and make me an enemy. And King Kong is even the least of my worries. I doubt King Kong will just come after me without any reason. I must have to upset him first. To me, King Kong is smarter than all the other kaijus. There are crazier monsters that I would have to be scared of, like the leaf wings. Have you seen them? These leaf wings. These creatures are like pterodactyls. They will mess me up. These monsters won't even let me survive an hour after I get into the Hollow Earth, and if in the first 30 minutes I don't find a secure spot to hide and stay put, I'm gone. Imagine a rock crater catches you or a titanous dog. I'm getting munched. What about hellhawks? Those shits are crazy. Look at their eyes. Look at their beaks. These are monsters. I am not surviving. Or is it the monsters from Monarch, the series? They are even scarier than the movie monsters. I'm a dead man walking from the first minute. If the monsters were seeing me as an insignificant insect, the moment they see that I can cause them even a little tiny bit of pain, there's no way I'm going to survive. I'm going to be kaiju food, so I rate the chance of me surviving the Hollow Earth as F. There's no chance, I'm gone. The same thing goes for Skull Island. The chances of me surviving both worlds is almost 0. Both of them are packed full with monsters. So, no chance. The next location I'm going to look at is the mysterious island from Journey 2. Jules Verne's mysterious island has giant monsters too, but I cannot compare the monsters in the mysterious island to any of the monsters in Hollow Earth and Skull Island. The similarities between both worlds don't end just with having monsters. How I get into the mysterious island is also similar to one of the ways I will get into the Hollow Earth. Instead of going through a vortex or a portal though, to get to the mysterious island, I would have to allow myself to get sucked into a hurricane. If I fight against it, my plane will get broken into pieces and I'm just gonna die. I would have to stop controlling the plane and just let the hurricane take control and lead me to the island. It's not as scary as the portal or the underwater vortexes, but it's still scary. My chances of surviving will be like 50% and I haven't even gotten to the island. Okay, now I have gotten to the island and I realize it's a messed up place. Beautiful, yes, but messed up nonetheless. In this island, things are opposite. Imagine a situation where all regular large animals in the normal world are now small, and the small animals in the normal world are giants. That's scary. A giant elephant is a big animal, but I wouldn't necessarily be scared of a giant elephant because elephants are kind of calm and they don't really trouble anybody. If I just let them be and mind my business, they won't attack me. But imagine a giant mosquito or a giant wasp. I don't even need to do anything and they will attack me. Imagine coming face to face with a female Anopheles mosquito that sucks blood for survival and reproduction. Instead of the mosquito to be like 5 to 6 millimeters, she is now like 6 feet tall. Even the droning sound the mosquito makes will be so scary. How many liters of blood do I have in the first place that will be enough to satisfy her thirst? I know what's crazy about the fact that small animals become larger. I feel like smaller animals are naturally more vicious. Imagine a lizard that is now as big as an elephant or even bigger. That animal will be so vicious because smaller animals normally need to be vicious for them to increase the chances of survival against larger prey. Have you ever tried catching a small bird like a chicken or a duck that isn't yours? Try catching it and see how the duck reacts. Now imagine the duck or chicken is gigantic with crazy hard beaks. I am a gunner. I don't think there is an animal that is as vicious as an angry bird. On a normal, if you had a beef with a crow or a raven, they are vengeful. Now imagine that raven is 2 times your size. With big animals like lions, cheetahs and co, you can avoid them if you know what you're doing. How will I even avoid a giant lizard? How will I protect myself from this? Nah, get me out of here, quick. I'm not safe anywhere. I'm not safe on land. I'm not safe in the water because there are things like gigantic electric eels. Normal large animals in the water like sharks, whales, giant octopuses and co. I doubt they are concerned with me, but a giant electric eel is a thing of nightmares. I don't even want to imagine how much electricity is coming out of the animal. There's no way I am surviving this. I can't survive in this world. I know I initially said that it's not as scary as Skull Island or Hollow Earth, but the fact that I know these animals and what they can do in real life, it makes it much more scarier. I changed my mind from what I said initially. This island is much scarier because I know what an electric eel can do to me. An electric eel this size will fuck me up. I give the chances of me surviving here an F also. And I haven't even spoken about the volcanic eruption that destroyed the whole island. Let's say I survive the animals. There's no way I'm surviving a volcano, even if I jump into the water. How many hours will I spend in the water? The water will not stop the volcano. The magma and ash will do me in, so there's no chance of surviving this island at all. No chance at all. The next world from a movie that I'm going to look at is The Lost City of Z. Compared to Skull Island or Hollow Earth, the Lost City of Z is much more easier to survive in. Even if it's a dangerous mission into a hidden Amazonian civilization, I know I'm going to be in a jungle. The kind of things I'm going to face are tropical illnesses like malaria and severe infections which can kill me. But if I'm with medication like malaria drugs and antibiotics, I think the chances of me surviving in a tropical lost world are much higher. especially in this time and age where we have drugs. If it were in the past, let's say I was dropped here in the 1950s or early 1900s, or even before that time, my chances of surviving are very low because there are no drugs. When was penicillin invented? Penicillin was discovered in September of 1928 by Alexander Fleming. So we have antibiotics even in the 1900s. I'll give myself a 70% chance of not dying from minor illnesses, especially since I know about healthy living. I would wash up regularly, mind what I eat, and go with a mosquito net. I can protect myself from mosquitoes too. The brutal environment though is going to be hard to survive in. The terrain is unforgiving and it will be difficult to walk through. There is also the physical exertion. All this does not mean I'm going to die, but I would have to be worried about the wildlife. There will be things like venomous snakes, dangerous predators and piranhas in the water, all of which can reduce my chances of survival. But I have a lot of outdoor camping skills though. I've done at least 20 outdoor camping trips in my life, some of them in the forest where I had no access to clean water and shelter. I had to build my own shelter and also boil water before drinking. I've also watched a lot of outdoor boys. With the amount of knowledge I've gotten from his videos, it would be a shame if I can't survive at least 6 months before getting rescued. What will most likely kill me is meeting the indigenous tribes that live there. I don't even know why we call Z a lost world if there are people already there. To me, a lost world is a place that nobody lives in. It should be free from human life. But just for the sake of this video, I will agree that the lost city of Z is a lost world. The indigenous tribes there will be the hardest thing to avoid because they are violent and they can kill me. How many people have survived an encounter with an indigenous tribe? Human conflict is what will most likely end my life in Z. If I had guns and I was alone, I would survive for a while. If I can eventually convince the indigenous people that I am not a danger, I could make friends with them. I would say the chances of me surviving in the lost city of Z is a B or a C+. After surviving the lost city of Z, my next adventure will take me to an alternate dimension in the land of the lost. The biome here is totally different and there are also dinosaurs. Of course they are dinosaurs. This is a million years ago. There is no way I am escaping a massive predator like the T-Rex. No matter how fast I am getting stomped in a couple of minutes. My 10 fast steps is just like one step for just the giant animal. The large animals would be the least of my worries though. Medium dinosaurs like raptors, they are very fast, agile, and their claws could easily cut through me. Small to medium carnivorous dinosaurs are scary. I will be more scared of a young T-Rex than a full-grown adult T-Rex. A giant T-Rex and other large dinosaurs are more likely to ignore me compared to a velociraptor or an utahraptor. These raptors will consciously hunt me as food. A giant T-Rex will most likely go after another dinosaur. If I get killed by a T-Rex, it will most likely be an accident and not that the animal is actively hunting me. An avian dinosaur is much more scarier in my opinion. Just take a look at the ostrich that is still living today. An ostrich is a living dinosaur. If an ostrich kicks you in the chest, the pain will be unbearable. That's if your heart doesn't stop. Now imagine an avian dinosaur that is 2 times or 3 times larger than an ostrich. It's going to be a terrible time for me. But still I feel like I can survive in this world because if the primitive people living here can survive, there is no reason why I can't. I'm smarter than them even though they are more adapted to their environment than me. If I don't have any resources, maybe I got sucked into this alternative timeline without an adventure backpack and I have no weapon and I have no resources, then it might be hard for me to survive, especially if the primitive people are violent. The primitive people we meet in this movie though, they don't appear to be violent. I could make friends with them and learn their ways, learn the places to avoid and how to get food. This will increase my chances of survival greatly. The life form I would have been worried about the most is the slit stacks. They are creepy reptilian humanoids that live in dark caves, but slit stacks are very slow. There's no way they can catch me. So while they might look scary. I'm not really scared of them. As long as I can keep my distance, I'm gonna be safe. Their strength is in their numbers. The mosquitoes in this world are scarier than reptilian humanoids. The mosquito will suck your blood and get fatter while you get pale and eventually die. I could just be sleeping at night and the mosquito will just suck all my blood and I will just pass on from there. At least it will be a peaceful death. I am a very light sleeper though. I would wake up before the mosquito has its way with me. This world is not as dangerous as some of the other worlds I have mentioned. I will survive it much easier. The chances of me surviving in this film would be an A. I think I will do well in this world. So with that, I have come to the end of the video. Which lost worlds do you think will be the easiest to survive in? If you enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.